But, all right, we got through the what most would consider the boring part, setting up all the goals for the season. Again, we have called Michael Misa back up alongside Malcolm Spence and Jackson Smith. These guys are going to get the benefit of the preseason training, and then we are going to send them all back down. Before we do anything else, we do still need to sign a cap whale. So let's find out who the oldest goalie is on the market here. It's still Jonas Enroth. Let's go for Keith Kincaid. Let's give Keith Kincaid a nice severance package to make sure that we are cap compliant. There you go, Keith. Congratulations. This is your reward for a long, pretty damn successful career in hockey, right? Pretty damn successful, all things considered. If you're in this game, you're pretty successful. So yeah, again, we got all those goals done. Last thing to do before we get through the preseason and see what type of boost the players have taken is, of course, the coaching staff. But to be honest, I think the coaching staff is fine, and there's not much to change. Yeah, there's not really going to be much to change. I think I want the offensive coaches in on both sides. So let's bump up Cheval Dave. And then we'll bump up Hilbert to be AHL head coach. There we go. And then scouts. We at least have 12 this year. It's not overly pretty at the moment, but let's see how we can clean this up. At least get one scout per region. Looks possible. Hopefully. Please. All right, SHL. Have fun in Sweden. Tremendous country. And then we have okay, so we won't be able to hit every single country. We're going to be missing out on one European country, which is going to be Austria. There's only 3 players from that country anyway, which means it will probably generate like a franchise player out of that particular nation. Because that's this game. It trolls relentlessly, doesn't it? Doesn't it? There we go. You're off to Switzerland to have fun skiing and being neutral. All right. So, wouldn't trade away players. I don't care. How about that? Mr. Cheval Dave, our goal for the season is to make the playoffs. Okay. I would say that's fair. And our preseason focus, as per usual, will be 5-on-5. Get the best boosts that we can. So it's trolls you break it every damn time. That's true, fair. Scout with the 6 months. Scout, welcome back. Thank you very much for continuing to support my face. How the hell are you on this fine Friday into Saturday? I guess it is technically Saturday now. All right. There we go. All that's good. And let's finalize our roster. So in goal, we're fine. Defensively, Smith is NHL ready. But we will be sending Jackson Smith back down to junior, as previously discussed. Malcolm Spence is up to a 78. He'll be in the AHL this year. Michael Misa is an 88 overall, but we have to send him back down to junior. Again, we get 2 more years of him. That's it. And then he's going to ask for too much money. So Misa is going back to junior. We have no choice. Pinto has jumped to a first-line player. He might be starting on that top line over Ratu. Interesting. Nick Hague is a top 2 defenseman. My captain. My goats. Rebuilding Hockeytown legends returns to form. Oh, Captain, my captain. I am so excited that we are going to raise a Stanley Cup with Nick Hague. I said what I said. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. All right, so Gensel, Pinto, Caulfield are all snipers. I'm willing to try it, though. Turcotte, Ratu, Evangelista could technically end up being all playmakers. We should be able to keep Pinto happy with power play time. We should. I hope. Fuck. Oh, that's a tough spot to be in. Because Ratu is looking at changing to a playmaker. So it could technically be 3 playmakers and 3 snipers. But you know what? I'm fine with it. Olesen, Stranges, Weisblatt, Dufour, Camp, and Robbie Arventi. It's really not that bad. I am just worried about the player type mixing, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Defensively, Hagen, Drysdale, Sandine, Harris, Osborne, McCarthy, loving that. And then, of course, we know our goaltenders, Blomqvist and Vanacek. Our power play, we do need to split up Gensel and Caulfield because they both have goals that are very goal-oriented. So power play-wise, Gensel needs 50, but Caulfield needs 20 power play goals. So Caulfield is going to get that top power play unit with Ratu and Pinto to keep him happy, I think. Or maybe at least Pinto, Caulfield. We send down Ratu. Haig and Harris don't need power play time, so it can just be Drysdale and Sandine. Caulfield, Pinto, Turcotte. Let's go Turcotte. And let's get Antonio out there too. In terms of handedness, Drysdale on that side. I took Caulfield out, so maybe Stranges doesn't make it, actually. Maybe he'll be on the other one. Let's go Caulfield as a righty. Okay. So we will go with that setup there. Who do we focus on for the assists? Because, now granted, Pinto needs 30 goals, but I'm not focused on Shane Pinto. He is what he is. But out of these 3, who do we focus on? Probably Ratu. Drysdale is the puck carrier. Ratu is the distributor. Caulfield, of course, it's going to fucking glitch out. So let's back out really quickly. Load back in. That's one of my biggest annoyances with this game. Is that glitch right there. Actually, that's right. We don't have to keep Pinto happy on that top unit. But he's got to be somewhere, so whatever. We might as well keep him there. So distributor, Ratu, finisher, Caulfield, Drysdale is the puck carrier. Looks good to me. Got Pinto on face-offs, which is fine. Okay. I mean, ideally, actually. No goalies to two-way defenseman. Not yet. Give it time. Give it time. Let's make that switch there. Okay, so that is the top power play. Second power play is going to be Jake Gensel. Old Stranges, the Strongies, the Strong Jizz. Luke Evangelista. Because we got Turcotte on that first one. We got Pinto, Ratu, Caulfield, Turcotte. Evangelista, Gensel, that's all good. Sandine, we need one more. Could be Olesen. It's Olesen or Weisblatt. Maybe we get Weisblatt in there. Let's give Ozzy a chance. It would make sense, I think, to be Olesen, though. But let's see. I mean, Olesen. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go with Olesen. We'll just park him in front. Evangelista's a righty. The only one that we got. So Sandin with the assists. Yeah, it's got to be Sandin. So actually, what we'll do, Sean Jez is the distributor. Finishers Gensel. Then again, Gensel's a lefty, so we'll have to swap him really quickly. Puck carrier Sandin. Face-offs Olesen. That's not what we want. I don't know if Antonio is necessarily a strong enough number one center, but we'll deal with it. We will deal with it. Yeah, so we need Gensel in the circle for the one to use. And again, Evangelista had an assist goal, too. So maybe instead of Antonio, we go with Evangelista. There's a lot to try and balance with this team right now, that's for sure. A lot of players with goal and assist targets. Don't know if we'll hit all of them. AHL, we do have to reorganize this. Just to double check again, I don't think there was anybody that we had to take out of the lineup except to get Teddy Stiga in there. Pekka Rinne and Poirier were fine. And that was going to be Levis that was taken out, I believe. And especially after he was a pain in the goddamn ass. We wanted primarily those three on the top line. And then aside from that, it pretty much came down to OVR. So we'll just put the highest rated dudes in those spots and just make sure we have the best centerman for the job. So that fourth line's good at least, in theory. Kevin He. Not going to have the best face-off takers in the AHL still, but that's okay. And then defense, Aitchison Thompson. We wanted Thompson to be swapped, of course. Yeah, sorry to William McIsaac. You're not bad, but we'll stick with Thompson. We do not get the best line chemistry for the AHL. Let's see if there's a way to fix that. Is there a way to fix that without really screwing things up? I actually don't know if there is. So, yeah, screw it. At least improves it a little bit. Yeah. All right. Well, it's... Oh, boy. Ugh. It's not going to be the prettiest in terms of line chemistry, but that's okay. Goalies are good. Don't have too many key healthy scratches or anything. We should be all right. So, excited to see what the AHL team can do. Nervous for this NHL team because I think it's pretty straightforward. We should be pushing for a playoff spot this year. We weren't too far off last year. Haig is captain. Let's see. Who else deserves a letter for now? Who else deserves a letter? If Haig is captain, who are some of the guys that have really earned their spots? Really earned. You know what? Alex Turcotte and Ozzy Weisblatt. You boys have done well. Let's give you that shout out. You've done well. Pinto and Drysdale won't be happy about it. I don't really care. So the only thing that matters is that Nick Haig is the captain of this team, and we're going to make the goddamn playoffs. I hope. Please. Please, 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 let us make the playoffs. Especially because we do not have draft picks, as you may recall. We do not have any draft picks, really. And that might come back to haunt us. But, God, I am so nervous for, like, Gensel, Caulfield. Like, man, we need them to score goals. And I don't know if they're necessarily scoring goals at the moment. Oh, man, we have a lot of losses with just one goal scored. Ratu, are you going to be the newest playmaker? No, you are not. He is going to stay as a two-way. At least we know. Over under for wins, I mean, it better be like 35. You're not big on Hutt, but I got the new Chara card. I miss Big Z too. I'm sure people aren't excited to have a Char card in Hunt anymore. Luke Osborne becomes a defensive defenseman, which I do think is a good fit for him. So he gets the +3 to defensive awareness, shot blocking, and stick checking. Well done, third pairing defenseman, Luke Osborne. 6-9-1. David Kampf has added left wing if he needs it, which is nice. I think that'll benefit him quite well. What else do we got going on? Lucas Elinas also learns how to play left wing. A little bit nervous for these. You never know if they're going to break the damn game. Robbie Arventi, grinder. I don't think he was the one to try to become a grinder. I tried to add a secondary position. He didn't care for that either. His damn kids. Malcolm Spence. Not willing to adapt to what we asked him to do. Damn it. Kevin Him. Also not willing to adapt. Oh, Kevin. Not willing to adapt. Simon Zether adds right wing. Damn kids and their stubbornness. Oh, it's the worst. It's their worst on their phones all the time. And back in my day, we had to go to a phone booth. And I do want to double check. We are 31st in goals for per game. Yikes. Gensel has 6 goals in 17 games in a season where his goal was to score 50. Shane Pinto, 8 goals, 3 assists. Cole Caulfield has 2 goals in 17 games. Okay. Turcotte has 5 points. Ratu has 11. And 11 for Evangelista. Olesen with 5. Strong Jizz with 5. Ozzy Weisblot with 5. 2 assists for Yarventi. 4 points for David Camp, who apparently has silver quick draw. Okay. And William Dufour has 1 goal. Clearly, we need to mix up the lines there. Nick Hague, 5 points and a +2. Drysdale has 10 points in 17 games. 8 points for Sandine. 5 for Jordan Harris. 3 points for Osborne, and the 2 points for Gavin McCarthy. In goal, Vanacek a 942. Blomqvist an 872. That is about as bad of a start to the season as we could have had. Like, not record-wise, but in terms of the individual numbers. Big oof. Fucking Ryan Murray still around, huh? We don't need him at all. But shout out to Ryan Murray. Ryan Murray, who, by the way, if injuries didn't take him down, dude, he was so fucking good before the injuries. And even after some of the injuries. And then more injuries happened. So good. Is who the Oilers should have drafted over Nail Yakupov. But a certain owner had other thoughts. We have been winning more games since the top 6 switch. Ian Mitchell, we're not going to need Ian Mitchell. We have been winning more games, so maybe player types are just a little bit more important than some people think. We're not going to worry about the draft at all because we don't have any picks. At least no major selections. Ended up with Ryan Murray in the end anyway. That is true. Jacob Moverare. 28 years old at this point. We do not need him. 14, 15, and 3. I mean, we've definitely had some games where we've been scoring more than one goal for. So that's nice. We're not currently in a playoff spot, approaching January of 2043. Right. Okay. 19, 16, and 3. Let's take a look at the lines and the numbers. A world where Edmonton takes a non-injury ruin Murray so they don't feel pressure to give a Nurse's contract. I mean, well, you could say the same thing about a world where Oscar Klefbom wasn't falling apart, right? Gensel up to 10 goals on the year. Might we be flipping Jake Gensel? That is a possibility. Ratu, 7 goals, 18 assists. We have an offensive-oriented coach, too. Cole Caulfield. Welcome to the season, buddy. Holy. He had back-to-back hat tricks not that long ago. Okay, Cole Caulfield has awoken. Turcotte, 7 and 15. 15 and 12 for Pinto. 10 and 15 for Evangelista. We need to split up Gensel and Caulfield because Gensel is playing second fiddle to Caulfield, even on that top line. Gensel might get pissed about it, but we are going to put him on the second line. It's going to be Turcotte, Ratu, Caulfield, Evangelista, Pinto. I am a little bit worried about Gensel playing a second fiddle to Pinto. God forbid if that happens. Olesen, 7 and 9, -3. 6 and 7 for Antonio, 7 points for Weissblatt, 5 for Yarventi, 8 for Camp, and 5 for Dufour. I don't think Jake Gensel's hitting 50 goals this year. Nick Hague, 10 points and a +9. Drysdale on 22 points. 24 for Sandin, 15 for Jordan Harris, 4 for Osborne, and 3 for McCarthy. That third pair hasn't done too well, but it is what it is. Blomqvist up to a 900 save percentage and still a 924 for VTech. Okay. In the AHL, Spence still a 78. Kevin He up to an 80. Aitchison, see how much better some of these guys are getting. I am really worried about that chemistry now, but how's the goaltending looking? AHL goaltending has been solid, at least. Now, you could argue if we made a mistake trading for Jake Gensel as I punched my microphone. But the other argument is his trade value is higher than what it was when Tampa had him before they decided Tampa wanted to move on from him. Meaning that we are in a decent position to be able to flip him for value, which is nice. Which is really nice. That's if we have to. If Gensel wakes up as a goal scorer, I was a little bit worried he might be a bit of a playmaker. If he wakes up in terms of goal scoring, we could be in a good spot. That's a big if, though. So, nearly to February of 2028. Your boy will be approaching his mid-30s. Jesus Christ. 25, 21, and 4. Let's see what's going on here. Stat-wise now for the boys. Alex Turcotte. 13 and 30. Not bad. Ratu, 17 and 27. Caulfield up to 28 goals. Not bad. He needed 20, though, on the power play. He has 6. So I don't think he's accomplishing that goal, but he has certainly been better for us than he was in Montreal last year. Gensel on 12 goals. I can see, like, he's been better for us than he was for Tampa last year, but I can kind of see why Tampa said, you know, maybe not. Dude, he's not shooting the puck, even though he's a sniper. He's just not that guy. Pinto on 2021, 12 and 15. So Evangelista has been real fucking quiet this year. He's got 1 year left after this. He won't switch to a two-way. He's not good enough to be a top playmaker. Olesen on 19 points. 18 for Antonio, 13 for Weissblatt, 8 points for Yarventi. You have the 12 for David Camp, and 7 for Dufour. Gensel and Evangelista, I'm a bit worried about long term. Gotta be honest. Ooh, Jamie Drysdale's getting better. Nick Hague has 12 points and is a +7 again with no power play time. Drysdale, 31 points, has developed wheels and born leader. Okay. I mean, boost on goals isn't... Actually, his shots developed decently. Rasmus Sandin on 31 points as well. Really liking the way Sandin's looking. Harris on 19 points and a +10. 7 points for Osborne, 9 for McCarthy. In goal, Blomqvist on an 895. 914 for Vanacek. It's not like they can say, oh, we don't have a good defense in front of us. Like, we don't have a defensive-minded coach, but the defense is good. You could argue a switch to a more balanced coach could work. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe the more balanced coach as opposed to the more offensive coach would fit better. Maybe it would help our goaltending a bit more, but it might slow down the offense. But the offense also is... Well, we're actually 12th in goals now, so that's not too bad. We do have the worst PK in the league. Shits and giggles. Not exploring the trade right now, but what is Jake Gensel's trade value? That's a little bit concerning. I feel like that's lower than what I thought it would be. Will we live to regret the Jake Gensel trade? Also, Jamie Drysdale, Rasmus Sandin, our most valuable assets. Drysdale outright, our most valuable asset. How did we afford Jake Gensel? We had to give up J.J. Moser because we couldn't afford him. He didn't get offer sheeted. And we used some picks primarily and a scrub medium elite goalie. Thing is, we could retain more salary on Gensel because we always are going to need to sign a cap whale. And that could boost up his value to whatever team we potentially trade him to. I don't know. Maybe it's too early, but, like, dude, he has power play focus time. He has just 2 power play goals, 6 power play points. He just hasn't been it. Like, there's a lot of players here where I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah, Gensel was Luostarinen and Rasmussen. You're right. Caulfield was, no. Yes. Caulfield was Moser. You're right. We traded a lot of pieces, okay? We traded a lot of pieces. There was a lot of movement, a lot of things going on. I'm afraid to change anything coaching-wise because Caulfield's going and the team's winning-ish. But I don't know, man. Jake Gensel, you have less than a month to figure this out. You have 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to figure. There we go. Okay, we're scoring goals. That's good. That's good. Team's on a bit of a heater. Team is red hot. And then we lost to the Rangers. But that's certainly going to help the goals for. Especially that big win over the Caps. The offense looking like they are figuring things out a little bit. Thankfully. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, though. 33, 22, and 6. It has been, for the most part, a pretty phenomenal month for us. We are 8th in goals for, 19th in goals against, 12th best power play. We still have the worst penalty kill in the league. But while you can't see our leading scorer, I promise Cole Caulfield's on a heater. Turcotte has hit 40 assists and developed third eye. That is huge for Alex Turcotte, who is in a contract year. So either we have boosted up his value enough that we're going to get more back for him in a trade, or we are going to go talk to him right now about a contract extension before we look at anybody else. There is a chance that Turcotte has played his way into our core group of forwards. RFA at the end of the year. Kidding me. So Alex Turcotte is probably going. We can keep him for the year, hope he gets offer sheeted, or we can trade him depending on his value. But Turcotte, as it stands, is going to be asking for more money than we are allocated to give to one player. What is his trade value right now? It's not bad. Jordan Harris level, Shane Pinto level. We might have to consider that move if we think we'd get more for an offer sheet, which I don't know if we would. 2 seconds in Beauvillier. Fiala, they'd have to retain salary. 2 seconds in Beauvillier. He's only worth 2 seconds. I think with an offer sheet, we might be able to get a first. So we'll keep an eye on Turcotte, especially with the deadline coming up. Ratu. 18 goals, 35 assists. That's not bad. More points than last year and significantly fewer games in this increased role. He is scoring more goals than I'd prefer. But he's good. He's good. He's got 2 years left after this as well. But look at Moser, you got no offer sheet. That's true. Caulfield up to 40 goals, man. So putting him with Turcotte especially, those two are a hell of a combination. 40 goals. Dude, he had 2 goals the first time we checked on him. He's had 38 since then. What the hell? Got into Cole Caulfield. Only 7 of them on the power play, though. Never do the 20 power play goal challenge. It doesn't fucking work. But Cole Caulfield went from to he's our guy. I can check the split stats. I can go month by month, can I? Pretty sure I can. Yeah, so October, 1 goal in 10 games. November, 8 and 15. December, 10 and 13. 9 and 12. February, he is over a goal per game. Holy hell. He went from shooting 3.8% in October to shooting over 20% for the last 2 months. That's insane. That's crazy. Jake Gensel only has 15 goals. Fuck. Like, he has as many points this year as he had last year with Tampa in 21 fewer games. But, I don't know, man. He's only scoring a couple goals a month. It's not good enough, and it's not what we need from him. He's also 32 years old now. I don't think the Gensel move worked. The Caulfield move worked. Don't think the Gensel move worked. Pinto on 46 points, which isn't bad. Again, I'd still prefer him to be a 2-way. Evangelista. I feel like Pinto and Evangelista are just like, again, Gensel is just slotting into this role of being a playmaker. I don't like it. Olesen, 25 points, not bad for a third liner. Same for Antonio. Weissblatt a bit further behind, but we expect more defense and physicality from him. Yarventi on 9 points. David Kampf has actually been really good for us. And Dufour on 10 points. Nick Hague, 13 points on the year, plus 16. Jamie Drysdale, 45 points in 61 games. He's looking fantastic. Rasmus Sandin, 41 points. He is also looking great. Jordan Harris, 27 points. Very nice. Osborne on 9 points and a -9. McCarthy on 11 points. In goal, Blomqvist, 899. Vanacek doing all right. We might, because Blomqvist has 1 year left on his deal. I think he's going. I needed to see a better season that proved he could be better than that. We haven't seen it. Man, Trizikov up to Trikazov up to an 81. He up to an 80. Some of these defensemen, say what you want. Korhanen's not going to be ready. So I definitely think we're looking at a scenario. Gensel probably needs to go while we can get rid of him. I think we could look for a different goalie to try and lead us into the playoffs. Expiring deals this year. Jordan Harris. Ooh, okay. The problem is he doesn't want term. He doesn't want term. We might have to let Jordan Harris go to free agency as an RFA. Same with Turcotte, as we know. But we're definitely keeping the Turcotte-Caulfield combination together. Trikazov. Now would be a very good time to re-sign him. A very good time. He doesn't want the big term offer, but if we give him that two-way deal, 2 years, reach the end of his RFA status. Yeah, so Gleb is back. David Kampf, what are you looking for? David Kampf is kind of the perfect fourth-line center. But because we have so many younger players coming up, he's just going to be a rental. Jack Thompson is getting a little bit better. I think we could bring him back for the year. He doesn't seem to want to accept it. So we'll see what happens there. And then in goal, Vitek isn't asking for much at all. But again, we got goalies coming up to the system. So what's Grachev doing in the AHL? That's a good question. He's up to a 73 at 20. Not bad. Not bad at all. 85 passing as a playmaker. He's looking okay. And Misa, of course, is an 88 with that freaking ELC slide. We're so going to lose him. We're so going to lose him. So Gensel, very much on the chopping block. Blomqvist probably on the chopping block. Like, at least Turcotte's doing really well with Caulfield. Gensel just is not. He's a sniper playing like a playmaker. And it's just a waste. We might as well find a power forward for that line to let Evangelista be the one that thrives as the playmaker. Somebody asked about Blomqvist's split stats. 874, 913, 906, 880, 923. So he is having the best month of the season, but he has been far too inconsistent. Misa we sent back to junior. We have limited contract control for him. So yeah, Blomqvist has been better this month. He's been really, really good, but I don't think we can trust him. Awful, good, awful, great. That is just so inconsistent. How has he done against Eastern Conference teams? He has been better against Eastern Conference teams than Western Conference teams, and of course we are in the Eastern Conference, so we'll see. If there's another goalie in the system, or another goalie available for the deadline, it's something we'll have to consider. And honestly, that kind of goes with the Gensel move, too. Maybe this isn't the time we trade him. Maybe we wait until the draft. But I want to get through this penultimate game before the deadline. We are second in our division as well as we lose to the Bruins. Still second. Nearly at the deadline. We get this right, we're going to be a playoff team. We get this wrong, we might just set ourselves back 3 years.